Hi, and welcome to finebuildingmaterial.com, the digital marketplace for the construction industry. On today's episode of Meet the Consultants, we have Architect Elie. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Elie Saliba. I'm the architect, CEO, owner of Saliba Architects. We're a firm specialized in 3D rendering, design, and execution, interior and exterior projects. I've been practicing architecture since 6 years now in a row. I'm based here in Lebanon at the moment, Beirut. We've been done projects all around UAE and the Arab Gulf usually, yes.
That's really beautiful. Saliba Architects. Which regions, which countries in particular would you say Saliba Architects has done on projects in?
Well, we've done projects in Cyprus, in Kuwait, in Saudi Arabia, in Syria, and of course here in Lebanon.
Beautiful. And what would you say is your most significant project and why?
We as architects, we always strive for the future. So the best project is always yet to come, you know. But one of my most challenging projects was the one made in Congo. It's a mall and a residential area made in Congo in Africa. I've had a lot of problems there considering delivering the materials and getting the crew ready and everything. But the project was done very as satisfied and as wanted as expected. Yes.
So you had a mall project in Congo, Africa, and it was a mixed-use facility, correct, with residential and a mall facility?
Yes, it's a mall. But basically a mall, and the ground floor and the first floor is all shops and luxurious style shops. It's a mall basically, and the upper stages were upper floors were residential and mixed use offices and so on.
Great. So we'd like to definitely review your work. But before we do that, where do you see the built environment? What do you see the future of architecture like in the next 10 years?
Well, to me, as a person who always looks for evolution and perspective, and also as the ambassador of Fondation Jacques Rougerie, I'd say architecture in 10 years should be, look, to me, a man already explored Earth. You know, our expansion left us nowhere to go but up. So we started to explore cosmos, we started to explore Mars and the moon. But what is left behind is what Earth is 70% made of. So as an ambassador of Fondation Jacques Rougerie, I would say that in the future, I think we're going for the civilization 2.0, which is the floating city on the ocean.
The floating city of the ocean, civilization 2.0. That should be really exciting, and we'll talk about that shortly. What would you say in terms of practice as an architect, as a designer, as a design build firm? Would you say your major challenge is with practice?
As an architect, in our field, there's always a problem. The client doesn't always know what he wants or what she wants. So the challenges are, I get a lot of clients that come in, say, I want to do that, I want to do this. They don't fully understand what they want. So this is the biggest challenge. There's no a direct way to describe what they want. So the challenge is to understand what they want and giving the client what they expect to design in terms of design and execution. So yes.
So you'd say the challenge is understanding the brief, distilling the brief, and executing the brief. And you're definitely acing that and satisfying the client. Beautiful. So before we wrap up this episode, would like to know what sets you apart as an architect?
What we do here in Saliba Architects, we provide the client a photograph of their future. Here we design, we execute, but we don't just speak or let them know we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But what we do is we show them what are their future projects in 3D rendering and visualization, photorealistic 3D rendering. So the client or the customer can see their future projects before building it as real as possible, getting to know into the very, very, very simple details.
Beautiful. So detailing through 3D visualization and photorealism, that's beautiful for communicating to your client your design and the functionality of the project. So finally, what is your dream project and why?
Well, to be honest, my dream project would be being a part of a team who's going to build the floating city, seeing the generation upgrading, if you want to say, going to the next level, seeing the new architecture being integrated in our world, the floating cities. Starting being a part of a team who's designing or who's being a part of designing and building and executing the floating cities, the port to civilization 2.0.
So, dear architect out there, dear consulting firm, dear consultant urban planner, look out for Saliba Architects, particularly Architect Elie Saliba, for your project on the floating city. He's ready, and it's been lovely having you on Meet the Consultants today. Have a lovely one.